Thanks God, it's Friday, another good opportunity to talk digital. With today's broadcast, we continue our journey around the globe. And today we visit Peru, and we are more than happy that we have Antje Wandert with us. Antje Wandert is the general manager of the German-Peruvian Chamber of Commerce. Wonderful, good morning, Antje.
Thank you very much, Sven. Buenas tardes. It's so nice to meet you.
Buenas tardes. No, well, this is Peruvian time is a little bit behind us. Nevertheless, we might start. Antje, not everyone in our community might know what a Chamber of Commerce does. Can you please explain a little bit what a Chamber of Commerce, particularly in Peru, does?
Yeah, thank you for this question. I'm still surprised when I meet international acting companies which are not well informed really about the important support and services our German chambers of commerce abroad can offer, no? Especially in the international markets. Today, there are 140 German chambers abroad in 92 countries. That covers all the international market, and Latin America is has a very long history of trade with Germany. So here you can find the oldest German chambers abroad. Now, some of them were founded more than 100 years ago. Our Peruvian chamber is not so old, it's a little younger. We celebrated our 50th anniversary 2 years ago. And we have 320 members. Yes, we are the largest European chamber in Peru. And most of our members are German companies with branch in Peru or Peruvian representatives of German companies, but also Peruvian companies which export to Germany or offer services regarding to trade and investment activities. But about your question, let's speak a little bit about what we are doing like chamber. First of all, we support our member companies doing business in Peru. For example, with relevant information about market and business opportunities, we build up networks, we promote products and services of our members in Peru, and we interact with the national authorities in case of bureaucratic hurdles. So we are also the representative of the German economy in Peru, like German Chamber. And so we promote also Germany like a strategic partner for business and technology transfer, especially in topics like innovation, digitalization in industry, sustainable production, energy, and also water efficiency. And also an important topic of our work is vocational training. And other important mission of our chamber is also to dismantle trade barriers for German companies in the Peruvian market. In this mission, we work also very closely with the other European chambers here in Peru and also with the German embassy and with the delegation of the European Union. And last but not least, we offer all kinds of services for German and Peruvian companies and institutions related to trade and investment in both countries. And it includes market studies, identification and check of potential business partners, schedule planning, organizing technical workshops, and also the participation in fairs and congresses here in Peru. And in the actual situation, let me some words more about, because it's very important in this moment, we also are adapting our services to the new times. And so we also are very proud to offer also the possibility of co-working and special meeting places in our upgraded chamber office, in the central business district of Berlin, of Lima, sorry.
The capital, of course, yes.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like a heavy workload you and your team, of course, have to work on. And secondly, it sounds like as if you're deeply involved into the Peruvian economy. So that's why I would like to ask you, Peru pretty much unknown by many Europeans, but Peru has experienced an astonishing development in the recent years. Can you tell us a few of the factors that have fostered this development?
Yes, let's see some of them. Especially, it's important to mention that Peru has a lot of natural resources, special climate conditions, and also in high biodiversity. No, so in the last 20 years, the demand of minerals for industry, especially in Asia, United States, and Europe, were constantly high, and also the prices of minerals in general has been high. This was a very important factor. And also the demand for agriculture products, fruit and vegetable, increased, especially in Asia. And so in open markets, the stable financing system here in Peru, and also the equal treatment for national and international companies are good conditions for investors in Peru and for business here in general. Also, the strategic position and the connectivity to the Asian market is an important issue. And finally, it's important to know that also the increasing private consume by the middle class was and is important for the economic growth of Peru.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So, are there any specific economic sectors in Peru that contribute to the growth and in particular a positive way?
Yes, the focus sectors of the economic development of the last years in Peru were especially mining, agriculture, and also the related services. You can imagine that mining represents 50% of the exports of Peru. Wow. Peru is the second producer in the world for copper, silver, and zinc. And but it's also important to mention that the development of agriculture in Peru in the last years, we can observe a change to more specialized and higher priced products such as coffee, cacao, avocado, mango, and green asparagus. And there is also an important tendency to more value-added products. For example, bio products. Bio bananas, bio coffee, bio cacao. And also very interesting is that in the last 3 years, I can say Peru took also a strong position as provider of superfoods. For example, ananas, berry, quinoa, and maca.
Which is very popular, not only, but also in Europe, of course, yes. Yeah. When it comes to investing in Peru, obviously it's an interesting investing place. What are your experience with European and particular German companies when they learn about Peru for the first time?
Well, most of the companies are impressed really by the many business opportunities you can find in Peru. The Peruvian economy is still waking up. So actually, here's a grand demand for modern technology, especially to make the Peruvian industry more efficient and competitive. And German companies have a good standing here in Peru. And also the German technology is valued for efficiency and reliability. Yeah.
Reliability, a difficult word indeed. Yes.
Reliability.
Reliability, yes.
Yes. And on the other side, there's also a high level, it's also, I have to mention, there's also a high level of bureaucracy, and it's a hard shock for European companies which want to establish activities in Peru. Also, corruption is important to mention, is still a challenge in Peru, especially if you want to make business with public sector.
So in this particular case, it is a good idea to join forces with the Chamber of Commerce because you know how to work around, yeah. When we look at the particular industries in Peru, of course, in your opinion, which companies could particularly benefit from an engagement in Peru?
Yeah, when I was speaking about mining, and actually special technology and services for the mining sector have a good and long-term opportunities in Peru. For example, solutions for more efficiency, digitalization, and also very important environmentally friendly technologies. Also providers of modern solutions for agriculture and food industry can find good opportunities here in Peru. And also it's important to mention Peru is preparing large public projects and infrastructure. No? So especially projects for railway infrastructure can be interesting for engagement of German companies in Peru.
That sounds very promising, especially for the German industries. Yeah, we should take care that many listeners follow that. What should European companies consider when dealing with Peru, particularly?
I want to name 4 points. First, it's very important to find competent and confident Peruvian business partners. You need a good and personal network in Latin America and also in Peru for doing business. No? The personal trust is very essential for business decision in Peru. And that's why a good local partner is important. Second, financial support, no? Especially for large technology projects or also for agriculture imports. An additional financing service can be an important advantage, no, for the company. The next point is about specialized techniques. No? It's important to find out if techniques you need for the project, for example, for installation or maintenance, are available in Peru, or if you have to provide training, for example. No? And last point, you have to be patient. This is very important. Things need time in Peru. I learned in Peru to be a patient person.
Well, that's a healthy way to survive. Yeah, becoming patient. Yes, it's not only a beautiful country, it's also a healthy country, obviously. Yeah. When we change our viewpoint and say, okay, one thing is European companies looking at Peru, but there are also Peruvian companies looking at Europe. Europe naturally offers interesting sales opportunities for Peruvian companies. Which sectors in Peru are particularly competitive in your opinion?
Yes, of course. How I said before, especially for agriculture products, beer and superfood, Europe is a very interesting market for Peruvian companies. No? For example, also natural ingredients, no, for food and cosmetic industries, natural and functional textile based in biocotton, for example, and alpaca. No? I want to give one example. No? 2 years ago, our chamber supported a small Peruvian producer of high-quality sport socks made of alpaca wool to start exports to Europe, and he is very successful.
So that is a proof for competitiveness, definitely, to sell European socks. Yeah, listen, I should go out and buy it, definitely. What do you recommend Peruvian companies when they set out to tap into Europe's sales potentials?
It's first of all, it's important to study the market well. No, for example, the actual and future demand, competitors, and also the sales channels. No, especially for agriculture products, it's important to investigate special import requirements. No, in the case of the bioproducts, for example, the necessary certifications, and also it's important to look for support and partners. No? We are talking about chambers today. Our chamber can help, but also, for example, the Export Promotion Office from Peru, and there are also some other interesting initiatives like the Import Promotion Desk of BGA.
Okay, that is powerful help to enter the European market, and I think interesting because getting forces together is always something which helps and is of benefit for everyone. Of course, the picture of Peru is maybe a bit of coined by the TV pictures we from time to time see. So the current situation in Peru is, let's say, not necessarily that attractive. Would you like to correct this picture a little bit? Because you are in the country, you know a lot better than any European TV camera how it does work, how it does live there.
Okay, bueno, what I can say in general, the political situation in Peru has been quite sensitive and unstable in the last time, especially the unconstructive in confrontational relationship, confrontational relationship between the government and the Congress caused repeated changes of the ministers and finally also presidents. We had 3 presidents in 1 week last year. So, in addition, the pandemic visualized a lot of the deficits of the public administration. No? And the Peruvian people are very patient people, but in the actual situation, they were not willing to accept the irresponsible acting, especially of the Congress. And they expressed their disagreement. No? But actually, the situation is quite calm. And next April, a new election of president and Congress representatives will take place. So maybe some new things are coming also in the political framework.
Yeah, I think that's also my experience. Yeah, and when you see a country in the TV cameras, it might look terrible, but in fact, it's differently, especially since we learned that patient is something in Peru is taught everywhere. Yeah. Some other aspect is, I think, completely underestimate from the European viewpoint. We had a lot of interesting views about the digitalization strategy of Peru. We are always interested, as UBE Academy, we are always interested in what we can learn from other countries also concerning the digitalization strategy. What aspects could and should we as Europeans learn from Peru?
Well, it's an interesting question, but because it's really interesting that during the last year, Peru lived a significant digital jump, in industry, but also in services, working culture, public administration, and in the private life. And now the interest to pick up this impulse is very high in Peru. And for example, smart and remote solutions are demanded in the industry, especially in mining industry. For example, in underground mining. Yeah. And so, for example, during the pandemic, some mining companies transformed the operation control centers to remote working places. I hope you can understand me.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So the remote working places changed to the homes of the responsible operators. And in agriculture also we have some interesting testing projects, for example, for remote control of water demand, plagues, and maturity grade, and the maturity grade of fruits by robots, for example, and drones. Also during pandemic, important steps were realized also in the healthcare sector. For example, for remote medical consultants, consultants,
of course.
Consultants, yes. Because you have to imagine that Peru has a very complex geography, and remote medical assistance can become very strategic in Peru. And it's interesting to observe this development.
Yeah, I like that because it's one of the big discussions in Germany, of course. We consider ourselves as leveraging every opportunity in the digitalization way. So we should learn from Peru, of course, also in these ways, although we don't have that complex physics, of course. Yeah. Antje, our time is running out, and of course, at the end of every of our broadcasts, We offer our guests 60 seconds to talk whatever they would like to talk about, what maybe always they would have liked to talk already. Would you like to take the chance and use your 60 seconds?
Oh, thank you. It's interesting offer. Okay, let's think. If you ask me about the 3 reasons to come to Peru for business, for travel, for family, what you want, I have three reasons for you. First, the open market space for innovative and long-term business entrepreneurship is really tremendous in Peru. Second, it's important to mention the warm-hearted people, really nice people here. And last but very important, the delicious cuisine here in Peru. Maybe you know, you have hear about 𝗃𝗍𝗃, lomo saltado, no? And pisco sour, of course. No? And finally, you have to be patient in this time and also for projects in Peru. Thank you, Sven. That's what I want to say.
Oh, that's great, of course. Yes, since Peru offers open markets, great market opportunity, nice people, and good dishes. Well, I don't think that there is any reason not to go there, and I'm looking very much forward to visit the country. And I'm very, very jealous about you living in this nice country. Antje, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you that you made it possible. It was a great pleasure for me to have you here.
Yeah, thank you, Sven.
Have a nice
Hasta
day.
luego.
Hasta luego. Hasta pronto.
Yeah, hasta pronto. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. And to our viewers, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for viewing us. Stay healthy, and we see us again next Friday when another opportunity arises to talk digital. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. See you again.